Teresa Giudice has been no stranger to drama on the Real Housewives of New Jersey, and in the season 14 premiere, her newest conflict is with castmate Rachel Fuda's husband, John Fuda. Rachel and John joined the cast in season 13, while Teresa is a veteran housewife who has been on Real Housewives of New Jersey since season 1. Although Rachel and Teresa did not have any issues previously, that changed due to the bad blood that developed between their husbands at the tail end of season 13. At the season 13 reunion, multiple cast members accused Teresa's husband, Luis Ruelas, of hiring a private investigator to dig into their personal lives. John revealed the private investigator had contacted the mother of his son, Jaden. This transgression was of great concern to John and Rachel, considering Rachel was in the process of adopting Jaden. In the premiere episode of Real Housewives of New Jersey season 14, Teresa and Jennifer Aydin discussed shocking allegations against John made by his ex. During an explosive argument at Jennifer Fessler's birthday party, Teresa repeated the accusations, and the conversation erupted into a screaming match. The accusations against John Fuda. His ex made shocking claims. At the season 13 reunion, Andy Cohen revealed that Jaden's birth mother had contacted blogs claiming Rachel was only pursuing his adoption to look good on the show. She also claimed Rachel and John were preventing her from seeing Jaden, to which Rachel replied Jaden wanted nothing to do with his birth mother. Rachel then countered with accusations about Luis's private investigator speaking with Jaden's mother. The two topics became so intertwined it is impossible to know which came first, leaving many to wonder if John's ex had only spoken out because she was contacted by the investigator. Teresa, once again, brought an unsubstantiated rumor to light about Rachel's husband, John. In the premiere of Real Housewives of New Jersey season 14, Teresa and Jennifer Aydin first brought up new allegations made by John's ex in the car on the way to Jennifer Fessler's birthday party. They noted that rumors about him were swirling across the internet. In a clip of Teresa talking to Luis over FaceTime, she told him that John's ex said he was the biggest drug dealer in Bergen County. Jennifer then explained that blind items about John's kinky sexual history and his use of sex toys were swirling around online as well. Meanwhile, at the birthday party, John referenced the rumors spread by the mother of his son over drinks with the guys. They joked and brushed the matter off, noting that new rumors emerge every day within this circle. However, tensions mounted that evening as John and Joe Gorga confronted Paulie Connell, the boyfriend of Dolores Catania, over his alleged alliance with Luis. It became evident how much of a divide Luis's actions had created within the group and how deeply Luis had hurt John. Teresa and John's explosive fight at Jennifer Fessler's party. Teresa aired John's dirty laundry. Fessler's party was the first time the entire Real Housewives of New Jersey cast had been together since the season 13 reunion. Emotions were high, considering the conflict between Teresa and Melissa Gorga and the recent estrangement of their families. Teresa, already tense in the presence of Melissa and Joe, explained that Luis was not present because he had to leave town for a last-minute business trip to Florida. In light of Luis's absence, Teresa decided to take the matter up with Rachel. While Rachel initially said their husbands should deal with their issues themselves, the argument quickly escalated. Rachel told Teresa that if Luis had come to the party, he and John could have worked through their differences. Teresa then claimed John had told Luis he respected Teresa because they had both been in jail. She repeated the claim by his baby mama that John was a big drug dealer in New Jersey. Considering her previously bringing up the rumors in the car, it is clear Teresa was waiting to use the rumors against John to shift attention from Luis's actions. Teresa then stormed away with Aydin, only to stop and taunt John on her way out with a reference to the allegation about him using sex toys. When John approached Teresa, she backed up her statements by noting the accusations were all over social media. The two snapped at one another before John finally walked away, frustrated at his inability to have a productive conversation with Teresa. Meanwhile, Fessler announced over the microphone that she was having the best time, regardless of the bloodshed. John denies the accusations. He released a statement in his defense. Following the season premiere, John released a statement in his defense on his Instagram page. He referenced the allegations being brought up in an apparent attempt to discredit him and undermine his reputation. While he did not outright deny Teresa's claims, the statement focused on John's contributions to the community and the importance of growth. It went on to say, "I refuse to be defined by my past mistakes." The statement danced around the details of the rumors, but it shifted focus to the motivations of the people spreading them. John previously spoke to Page 6 to refute allegations against him, noting that he was arrested not for drug dealing but for narcotics possession. He then explained that the charges were dismissed. Furthermore, his son Jaden also spoke to Page 6 regarding the claims made by his mother, revealing that his mother was like a stranger to him, and he was hurt by her allegations against his father. He confirmed to the publication he had turned down offers to reconnect with his mother and wished she would leave his family alone. Anybody appearing on a reality television show should prepare to have their past brought up. However, considering the rumors came from the mother of John's child and that their family relationship is a sensitive matter due to Jaden's adoption and his estranged relationship with his birth mother, the accusations against John should not have been used against him. By bringing them up, Teresa continued to divide the cast by fueling unfounded rumors. It remains to be seen how the matter will play out as season 14 of The Real Housewives of New Jersey continues. When it comes to The Real Housewives of New Jersey, feuds are as familiar as wine tosses and shore house drama. But season 14 brought an unexpected twist to the table, a bitter war of words between RHONJ's OG, Teresa Giudice, and newcomer husband John Fuda, and fans still can't stop dissecting every eyebrow raise and Instagram story shade. The Teresa vs. John feud didn't unfold in one explosive dinner party. Instead, it simmered slowly, scene by scene, as tensions over loyalty, family, and past secrets threatened to derail the already fragile cast dynamics. What started as a side comment turned into a storm that left the Housewives universe stunned, and even had husbands caught in the crossfire. So, what exactly sparked the drama? And how did John Fuda, husband to season 13's breakout star Rachel Fuda, end up clashing with Teresa Giudice, the undisputed queen of Real Housewives of New Jersey? Let's unpack the layers of betrayal, accusations, and Bravo-fueled chaos that led to season 14's most headline-making feud. The Fuda factor, a rising couple in the Housewives world. Rachel and John Fuda joined the cast in season 13, and from the jump, they were a breath of fresh air, young, sharp, and surprisingly unbothered by the long-standing Teresa-Melissa Gorga war zone. Rachel quickly won over fans with her honesty and fierce approach to motherhood, while John stepped into the husband role with quiet confidence and support. But Teresa Giudice, ever territorial, seemed to clock them as a potential threat early on, especially when Rachel voiced support for her sister-in-law Melissa. By the time reunion talk began swirling in season 13, it was clear lines were being drawn. And John Fuda? He wasn't staying silent. Season 14, the sparks fly early. The real fuse was lit in season 14, episode 2, when Teresa referred to John Fuda as the biggest drug dealer in Bergen County during a heated off-camera moment that eventually made its way into the Housewives group chat, and then into the storyline. The accusation stunned the cast. John, visibly shaken and furious, denied the claim and accused Teresa of spreading dangerous rumors to damage his family's name. Teresa, for her part, doubled down. In her confessional, she said she had heard things about John's past and that he should be careful about throwing stones. But fans weren't convinced this was about old gossip. Instead, they saw it as classic Teresa deflection, lashing out at anyone who aligned with Melissa or challenged her. The more John and Rachel pushed back on Teresa's comments, the more the drama escalated. A war of backgrounds, criminal records, mugshots, and hypocrisy. What made the feud even more volatile was the history both parties brought into the ring. John Fuda had spoken openly about his troubled youth, including brushes with the law as a teen and his path toward redemption. By the time he married Rachel, he was a respected business owner and father. Teresa's decision to weaponize his past wasn't just messy, it felt calculated. And yet, Teresa Giudice isn't exactly free of legal baggage herself. Real Housewives of New Jersey fans were quick to point out the irony of her accusations. Teresa and her ex-husband Joe Giudice served time in prison for fraud, and their legal troubles played out on national TV. For Teresa to call someone else's background into question, especially a fellow parent who's tried to move forward, struck many as deeply hypocritical. On social media, fans clashed. Team Teresa accused John of using his wife's platform for fame and playing victim. Team Fuda, however, saw him as standing up to a toxic pattern, one where Teresa bulldozes new cast members to maintain dominance. The men take center stage. What made this feud stand out from typical Housewives drama is that it wasn't primarily between two women, it was between Teresa and a husband. That shift created a ripple effect across the cast. House husbands like Joe Gorga, Frank Catania, and Bill Aden tried to stay neutral, but soon the infamous Guy group fractured. At a poker night meant to be a peace offering, John confronted Teresa's husband Louis Ruelas, asking whether Teresa was trying to dig into his past. Louis, cornered, denied involvement but added, "You know how she gets when she feels betrayed." Translation? Teresa was on the warpath, and not even the husbands were safe. Social media shade and reunion fallout. As the season progressed, the feud moved off camera, and into the world of likes, hashtags, and shady captions. John Fuda reposted cryptic quotes about integrity and truth, while Teresa fired off subtweets calling certain cast members fake and fame-hungry. The tension culminated in a reunion that fans are still talking about. John confronted Teresa on stage and asked her why she thought it was okay to weaponize his past when she so famously demanded compassion for her own. Teresa, in true Giudice form, didn't back down. "I don't go after people unless they come for me," she snapped. "You went after my character before I even said hello," John shot back. Rachel, seated beside her husband, added, "This isn't about loyalty. This is about decency. And you crossed a line." Even Andy Cohen looked stunned. What does it all mean for RHONJ's future? The Teresa vs. John feud may seem like another layer of drama in an already chaotic series, but it signals a deeper shift happening on Real Housewives of New Jersey. For the first time, fans are watching male cast members take center stage, not just as sidekicks, but as active players in the conflict. John Fuda's refusal to play by the old rules, where cast members either kiss the Giudice ring or get iced out, is changing the landscape. And Teresa, who's ruled Real Housewives of New Jersey for over a decade, is finding that her signature fire might be losing some of its power in the face of a new, more strategic generation. Is this the beginning of the end for Teresa's reign? Or just another battle she'll eventually bulldoze through? Final thoughts. In a season full of jaw-dropping moments, The Real Housewives of New Jersey Season 14 gave us a feud no one saw coming, and one that just might change the franchise forever. The clash between Teresa Giudice and John Fuda wasn't just about personal jabs. It was about respect, reputation, and the evolving power dynamics of a show that thrives on who's on top. And as always in Jersey, being on top means being ready to fight for it, even if it means going toe-to-toe with someone outside your housewife circle. In this war of words, one thing's clear: John Fuda isn't backing down, and Teresa Giudice has finally met a challenger unafraid to call her out, receipts and all.